this is Everett's Watercolors. Welcome to my studio. And I'm here to make another video today. It's going to be out this week. And what I'm going to do today is, and this is your first time you've seen this channel, subscribe, give me a like, give me a thumbs up there, help with my rating. I appreciate that. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments below on the video. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Now today, my painting is going to be about waves, and I love to watch the ocean. I've been around the ocean for a long time and lived along the seacoast, and just loving to draw, paint and draw waves. This is what I'm going to do today. So let's go to my overhead camera, and we'll take a look at what I have started. So these are a couple of photographs I got here for references. This is a beautiful crashing wave. That's kind of that's the one I'm going to come up with today. Something like that. That wave right there breaking. And over here I picked the second one here. This has got a little landmass in the background. Okay, same kind of crashing waves. Okay, you can see the foam, the way that the shape of the barrel rounded, and then the foam coming down, and then the background sea, and a little bit of landmass in the background. So that's what I'm going to capture today. So what I've done is I've made my little pencil sketch here, my design sketch, and here I've got the crashing wave here in the foreground, and I've got the ocean, and I've got the landmass in the background. So this is my design. This is my design sketch for the painting today. Now, from that design sketch, I've gone ahead and done a little value study. You can see here the darkest part of the wave is right here where it curls over. That's the darkest part of the wave. And there'll be some waves in the background here, in the middle ground, behind the wave, of other waves coming forward, okay? And the background is going to be very light. It's just going to be off in the background, and just it'll be there, but the most important part will be down here. The lights and darks are right here in this area right here. The lightest area will be the foam. The darkest area will be the shadows here inside the curl of the wave. So that's my value study. And then I did a quick little color study here just to get some colors down. I'm going to use actually three kinds of blues. I'm going to use my start out with a little peacock blue, which is going to be the brightest one here. Got a little green in it, a little peacock blue, and ultramarine, Anyway, and I'm going to add some little greens to it, maybe because the ocean always has a little green into it. You can see here, the eye of the wave right here is a little bit lighter because the light's shining through this section down here. I'm going to exaggerate that a little bit. And then I got some little grays and a little brownish gray here for the landmass here in the background. So that's kind of my color study, playing around with some colors. So then I got the drawing here done on my quarter sheet of Gemini watercolor paper. Measures 15 inches long and about 10.5 inches wide. So that's my quarter sheet of 140-pound Gemini watercolor paper. It's archival, and it's the best watercolor paper I've found in a long time. I've used other kinds, but this is my favorite. Okay, so what I'm going to do is today, I'm going to start out by I'm going to paint the sky in. And I'll start here in the background with the sky. I'm going to use my Hake and get a couple more brushes here. I've got the half inch flat Holbein synthetic, and I got a 3/4 inch flat Holbein synthetic brushes. Okay, that's what I'm going to use. So I'll start out here. I get a little bit of get a little sky color. I'm going to use cerulean. The cerulean blue, be the sky, be the lightest blue in the painting. So I'll get that started here. And I'm going to go ahead and wet the paper first, just a little bit, just to get the sky wet up here. We wet the paper just a little bit, just to get a little bit of sky. Okay, then take the 3/4 inch brush here, load it up with the cerulean blue, and I'm going to go down and put the sky in. Be a very light, very light color. See a little blue up in the sky. Maybe I'll leave a little bit of white there showing, maybe little clouds up there. But again, it's just going to be a very light color here in the background. Okay. Trying to cover all the paper up here with all the color. There. All right, there's my sky. Then the next thing I'm going to do is start. What I may do is here I may start here on the wave first. I think I like to get started on the wave. So let me mix up the color. I'm going to start with this peacock blue. It's got a little bit of green in it, so have a little aqua. And I'm going to add a touch of green, maybe a little bit of yellow. So I'm going to start out here. I'm going to start here in the curl of the wave where the barrel is, right in here. I'm going to start with that. That's where I'm going to start today. So that'll be the impact area. So I'm mixing a little bit of yellow in with that. And I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in and put that color in here, and right here in the color of the wave. That's going to be the lightest part. And now as I go down, I'm going to add a little. Now I'm going to use ultramarine blue. I'm going to get a little bit darker now in the color. And I'm going to fade that in as I get down further down at the bottom of the wave, away from that eye. I'm going to put a little darker blue fix here. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of water now on my brush, and I'm going to blend these in together a little bit. Okay. That's going to dry a lot lighter then. As I come over to the rest of the wave here, just the backdrop here, use the same mix here of ultramarine blue. And I may pick up a little bit of Payne's Gray just to dull it, just to tone that down just slightly. Now the wave's coming over this way, so I'm going to come over here and put in the curving wave. This is the part of the wave is falling down, and there's foam up here. I also want to see. I might put some whites on top of that. Yeah. So I'm doing you'll notice here I'm doing a curved brush strokes, indicating the turning of the water. It's just falling down, it's crashing down into the bottom of the wave here. Okay, So that's the part that's coming down. The wave has reached the top and it's starting to, the wave is coming down. And then what I'll do is I think here a little bit here in the foreground. I'm going to go ahead and use some of that cobalt, no, ultramarine blue. A little more Payne's gray in there. Now as the wave comes around, the water at the bottom is going to start coming out to the side here, and the foam will be foam down here at the bottom, so I'm going to leave some white paper showing. But down here at the bottom here, as the wave crashes, it's going to be flat. It's going to be, the water is going to, so I'm using horizontal strokes here now to capture that motion. And the movement of the water, in the movement of the water is showing that the waves are crashing in, and the wave before. So the water is continually moving down as it comes down. Okay, I'm kind of blocking this in now. Okay, as you see that. And what I may do is put this up on a board so I can move around a little easier. Here, put that up on a board. All right. So I've got the. So far, there's a blocking in now. I got the eye of the wave turning over, the back part of the wave coming down. I got some of the white left here for the crashing part of the wave, and I got the foreground here with the foam of the wave is down here on the bottom of the wave. So now I've got a little section over here now. I'm going to add another breaking wave. So this is all going to be more or less in shadow because it's behind. This is the one that's going to be lighter over here. It's going to be a little bit more in shadow, more in shaded. But it's another part of the wave coming down on this side. We'll block that in. Okay. All right. Okay. Let that dry now on its own. Now I'm going to start working on the background. I'm going to put in the wave structure here of the back, and I'm going to use a bigger brush. Now this is a 1-inch Holbein flat brush, and I'm going to go ahead now. And what I'm going to use now, I'll use a ultramarine blue, and make sure I got a darker mix now, because behind the wave is going to be, the water is going to be a little darker because it's further away. Mix a little bit of Payne's gray in there, along with the ultramarine. Get a nice dark mix. I'm going to need quite a bit here. And then we'll have a little bit of green in there mixed in too. So the ocean has a little bit of green fixture with it. A little bit of green, and load the brush up. Make sure I have a nice big puddle here, as I'm going to cover quite a bit of the paper here. Okay, now I'm going to start back here on the horizon line, and I'm going to put that in back here. Make a dark. Usually horizon line is usually far out in the ocean, and it's also much darker out there because it's further away. So we'll put a nice dark edge across there. And this landmass has a little bit of there's a little smaller landmass behind this main one. Now this one here can be a little rough because I'm going to have waves up here crashing against this little surf here. The surf is hitting up against this landmass just a little bit. I'll leave a little bit of white showing on that. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put in the rest of the ocean, and I'm going to leave some white areas out there. Leave some white of some waves way off in the distance, smaller waves coming in. Off here to the side. So a lot of blues today, a lot of blue paint today, different kinds of blues, some greenish blues, dark blue, shadowy blue. And this is dark now, but it'll dry a little bit lighter when it, watercolor is always a little bit darker when it's wet, and when it dries, it gets a lot lighter. I think as I'm coming closer now, I'm going to get a little bit slightly lighter because the sun is shining on the surface. It's also going to have it's level, flat. So we're not looking straight at it, and there's all kinds of waves out here. And right behind this wave here, I'm going to have a little darker section. Now right behind, I'm going to paint in the darker section, which is in shadow right here. But these are all. This is the water that's behind the wave, and I'm going to make a little darker. It's like a little trough between the wave motions. There's a dark trough which will go a little bit, not quite in the sun, it'll be more in shadow. So I'll simulate that here. And basically it's horizontal. So there's irregular, this is just a little shine here on the top, from the sun will be hitting the top of the wave here. So there'll be a little highlight here on the top of this part of the wave right here. It'll be a little sparkle. And there's a little action going around here at this part of the wave here. This crashing part, there'll be some spray up here on the top of this wave here. And we'll put that in a little bit more later. But right now, just building the shape here, building the shape. Okay, now I'm going to go across, and I'm going to kind of fill that in slightly, kind of. Yeah, okay. Now, I'm going to put a darker wave behind that, but let that dry right now, okay? All right, now I'm going to go ahead and put the landmass in. And I think I'll use quite a little smaller brush. Now I'm going to mix up a little island color, which will be a little bit of brown, but very, very light. I'm not going to have this very dark. It's going to be a much lighter mix. I'm going to gray it down, put a little blue on it. I'm going to gray it down a little bit, just because I don't want this to be I don't want this to show up too much, other than the fact that it's just a little landmass back there. I put a little more water on the brush. I want this to be a light mix. I mix a little bit of green in there, show there might be some vegetation on that, just slightly. Just a hint of some vegetation, trees and foliage and so forth there on this little island coming off. You know, kind of designing the edge here, bring it down to the edge of the water. We'll leave a little white paper showing along the edge there, showing breaking surf up against the little rocks and so forth that are out there along the edge of the water. Okay. And what I'll do is I think I'll take a little more of that green. Little green. I'm going to put a little more green touch here to get a little, showing that there's some vegetation on this little island out here. There's just a hint, a tone of green in there, just to give a little color. Don't want too much. Want it to be light. Okay, this one area back here. Now I'll use a smaller brush. Now I'm going to go even lighter. And going to use maybe a little bit of quinacridone. I want it to be a little bit more violet. As I go further back, there's a little landmass behind this one. So I'm going to put that in. It's way off in the distance behind. And make it really light. Okay, so pretty well got that blocked in now. And okay, I'll really start ready to work on a wave just a little bit more here. What I want to do now is take this half-inch brush, and I'm going to go back in here to this wave, into the big wave here, and I want to come in with a little more definition here of this part of the water is coming in. There's water it's coming off. I'm using a round stroke, curvature stroke coming down, showing the shape of the water coming through. I'm going to pick up a little more of that green now with a little more green on the brush now with the peacock blue. Now I'll take I'm going to put water in the brush, and I'm going to fade this out a little bit more, blending in that colors with what's there. Leave the lightest part of the wave right there in the top, where the sun's hitting through behind. I might put a little bit of, just a touch of it over here on this side. There's a little bit of, this wave over here has got a little bit of green in it also. And it's a little bit darker at the bottom. Okay. All right. Now what I think I'll do now is, well, I'll go ahead. I'll go put the. I want to put one more wave back here, and this is going to be a darker color, a blue. And I'm going to put, so right behind this wave here, there's going to be another crashing wave. And you're just going to see the shadow part of it. And it's showing a wave behind that's got, you're seeing the shadow part of the wave. There's not much there. Then I'm going to put a few more waves with a dark shadow, with a shadow part of the wave. You can see that way off in the background. Okay. Okay, now what I want to do now, I'm going to play a little bit with this foam now. Well, I better dry that because I'm going to put some more stuff in it. Let me dry. So let me put the blow dryer on. Okay, so what I've done, I've blocked in all the colors I'm going to use now. The colors of the wave, the lights and the darks. Now I'm going to go and do some fine tuning now of the wave itself. I blocked in the colors I like. I got in the values I like. Now we'll work on the final details. Make sure this is nice and dry up here. I just put wet paint on it, so make sure it's nice and dry. Okay. Okay, it's dry. All right. And what we're going to do now, I'm going to take a bristle brush. Let me move this over here. I'm going to take an old half-inch bristle brush. Just got that out of the hardware store. And I'm going to have some white. I have some Chinese white over here on my palette. And I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to go ahead and put in. Now, just using a stamping motion, I'm going to put in some white foam on the top of this wave where it's crashing down. So I'm painting it over top of the colors I have there now because I blocked those in, but they're now this gives a little more freedom now of putting in the texture now, the crashing wave. And this wave here, the bigger one, this big side, this is the one that gets most attention because it's the star of the show. It's the main attraction. Now as it comes down, there's foam here also coming down. This part of the wave's got foam coming in. So see this white paint now is just kind of, it's going to add more interest. As it hits down the bottom, it's going to also have some splashing. So look at my little photograph there. Take a look at it. That's just, I'm being a little more dramatic, a little more loose over here on the painting at the photograph, because I wanted to have a little more action going on. Showing a lot more splashing over here. This got splashing. This is also, it's just crashing on this side too. So, but it's not as large as the one on the other side. The wave coming out is crashing down at the bottom, so there'll be a lot of splashing going on. At the bottom of the wave. I'm getting a little thicker paint so it shows up on this color. A little thicker paint. Okay. And there's just a little touch of splatter here on the top of the wave, just a little bit. There's little highlights here from this is where the sun's going to hit. Okay. Okay. All right. That's what I've done so far. I've got this nice splatter on the wave coming down, where the water is crashing at the bottom. Now I think what I want to do now is the final step I'm going to do here is I'm going to go in and put in the darker shadow into the eye and also along the bottom, shadow patterns. I'm going to mix this color I have in the palette. I'm going to go in here and add a little more shadow in the eye. That's where it will be. That's where the darkest part of the wave is, right down here on it. And leave that other section open. Now we'll take another brush here with just water in, and blend out this section here. I don't want it to be a sharp line. It's a soft edge. And I'm going to take some more of this, I'll go a little bit darker down here at the bottom. The bottom part of the wave is a little bit darker in shadow because it's not in light. The light's up top, in the top of the wave, and at the bottom it gets a little bit darker. Yeah, I'm going to take this other brush and feather out the blending it out, feathers it out. I used just a brush with just water in it. Okay. And then the section over here, also, this will be darker under here on this side. I'll blend that out. Okay, crashing wave. Then underneath the wave itself, There'll be a shadow along here. This is a little bit darker even further down here. This is a nice dark shadow under the wave. The bottom of the wave will be it'll be a shadow with the wave crashing down. And I'll feather it up just a little bit. There'll be some foam down here at the bottom. That'll show movement in the wave itself. That'll show that it's moving around. And what I want to do now is take a little bit of that color, put into there's a little bit of dimension here in this crashing part. It's like painting a cloud. You're going to have different levels. Soft edges. Okay, I think the only last thing I want to do, I'm going to take a rigger brush now. This is a number 4 rigger, Holbein, and put a little bit of that color, a little bit of shadow color here, which is a ultramarine blue mixed in. Remember, I put a little bit of Payne's gray in it to give me like a shadow pattern or shadow color. And what I want to do here now, I'm going to put in some marks now, indicating this part of the wave is breaking over. We just give it some little streaks where you can have large shadows of the water breaking over and the sun hitting the back of that wave. Okay. Okay. All right. And there's the photograph I was using as a reference right there. And this is the painting that I finished here with the crashing wave. And there's a lot more. There's a lot of little touch-ups and things you can do on it, but that's the basic essence of a crashing wave. Let's put the mat board around that. We'll use the dark blue. Oh yeah. Okay. That makes it look a lot better. Okay. All right. So that's my painting today of a waveform, and it's the location here. The barrel is rolling. The water is rolling over, crashing down, and splashing up at the bottom of splatter. So, and this is the most important part right here. The eye of the wave right here. And I got 2 of them. I got a small one over here, and they're crashing from both sides, coming over. But the water is falling over the top, down to the bottom, where the foam is splattering up. Okay. Okay. So let's go back to my main camera. Okay, well, I again always enjoyed doing a painting for you and have my demonstration of another technique. But today was kind of interesting. Waves are very you got to paint a lot of waves to make them look better and so forth, and it takes a lot of practice. So I'm going to be on later on today with another simply drawing whatever. And I'm going to draw a wave, and I think it'll be a little more detail on how I structure the wave, and more detail on how to build the wave form. So the painting is, it's more abstract sometimes. It doesn't have to be realistic. I'd rather do it more abstract, not abstract, but impressionistic than realistic. Just to give the impression of the crashing wave and the spray of the water. That's what I was trying to capture today. So you all stay safe and stay warm. It's still cool outside. It's warming up this week, but it's going to get cold again. So you all take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.